Hi you guys, if you want to learn how to make my easy and delicious seafood ravioli, stay tuned. All right, first things first, we're going to start off with our filling and we're going to put in some whole milk ricotta cheese. And then we're going to add in this 6 cheese Italian blend. And don't worry, in the description bar, I'll have my rough estimates because you guys know I don't really measure super precise when I'm cooking. But I'll have the rough estimates in the description box. So you want to go ahead and make sure that everything is mixed really nicely and well incorporated. And then you're going to move on to your seafood. So I'm going to start off with some shrimp here. And these shrimp were already cooked. They were steamed. I'm going to go ahead and remove the tails from them and chop them up in little tiny bite-sized pieces. Just like that. So once I'm done chopping up my shrimp, I'm going to go ahead and put my claw crab meat and my shrimp into my ricotta cheese mixture and go ahead and give that a good stir. And you guys, I really should have used a bigger bowl, but at this point, I was like, I don't want to get another bowl because then I'm going to have to wash 2 bowls. And so I just made do. So you want to go ahead and mix those ingredients up together until they're well combined. And at this point, you want to go ahead and taste your filling to make sure that it is seasoned to your liking. So now we're going to move on to our wonton wraps. And this is what we're going to be using to do our ravioli. So we're going to go ahead and put them all in a row just like that and get our little assembly line going. So I'm using an ice cream scoop to put my filling into my wonton wrappers. You can simply use a spoon, but I like to use a scoop because to me it evenly distributes the filling in each ravioli. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and put some water on the edges of each wonton wrapper and then put an additional wonton wrapper on the top of that to close it up, making sure that I keep the filling in the middle. And also you want to make sure that you don't overfill your wonton wrappers because they will come out on the sides. And like I said before, you want to make sure that you keep that filling in the middle. And also wonton wrappers are very delicate. They're very thin. So you don't want to overfill them because you risk ripping them and then your filling will come out that way too. So put in just enough, but not too much to where your filling is coming out everywhere. So I'm just going to show you one more time. Just putting some water on the edges of your wonton wrappers and then putting another one on the top and pushing down on the edges, making sure that you keep that filling in the middle of your ravioli. So once I'm done putting my raviolis together, I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the refrigerator while I work on my sauce. And I'm starting off with 1 shallot here and mixing that up really nicely. I really love the flavor of shallots when I'm working on a delicate sauce because it does give me that onion flavor that I'm looking for, but it's very mild and it has a semi-sweet taste to it. It's not as robust as a regular white onion. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple tablespoons of butter so I can start sauteing my shallots. And after they've been sauteing for a good 1 to 2 minutes, I went ahead and added in some garlic paste, which I love obviously because I am squeezing every last bit of that out of this tube here. It is so good, y'all. Put that in almost everything. So I'm going to go ahead and stir those 2 ingredients together. And I know you're looking at a video right now, but can't you just smell what's going on in the kitchen at that moment? The garlic and the onions sauteing together. It smells amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some Italian seasoning and mix those ingredients together as well. And remember, the Italian blend has like oregano and basil and parsley, some really good stuff, and it's going to make our sauce really good. So go ahead and mix those things together. And then now I am going to add in some white wine to deglaze my pan, and you can add any white wine that you would like. It is suggested to add like a dry white wine, not like a sweet white wine, because you don't want your sauce to be sweet. You already have the shallots in there and that has a sweet note to it, so it's suggested to use a dry white wine. So our sauce is going to be cooking for several minutes to reduce it and to cook that alcohol out. So we're going to go ahead and let that do its thing while we bring our attention to our ravioli again. So we're going to take it out of the refrigerator and plop them into some hot boiling salted water. And they don't take a long time to cook at all. They only need about 3 to 5 minutes tops. and they'll be good to go. You don't want to cook them for too long because then they'll start to disintegrate and then filling will be everywhere in the water and you don't want that. So now we're going to go ahead and add in a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot of it of heavy cream, and we're going to stir that into our sauce just like so. And this won't get thick like an Alfredo or like a gravy. It'll thicken a little bit, but it won't be super thick like I said, like a gravy or an Alfredo. So you want to go ahead and cook this for another 5 minutes or so, not that long. And then now we're going to go ahead and take out our cooked ravioli, and we're going to go ahead and do our next batch after this one. And just a tip, once you take your raviolis out of the water, don't place them on top of each other because they will stick, and then once you try to take them apart, they'll tear. So just kind of leave them separate once you take them out of the water. So now we're going to go ahead and season our sauce up a little bit with some salt and pepper. Make sure that you taste it and season it to your liking. Give it a good stir, and this is the consistency that you want. It's not too thin and it's not too thick, just perfect. So I went ahead and plated my ravioli, and now I'm going to spoon that luscious sauce right on the top, a generous amount of it on the top, just like so. And I realized throughout this video, I think I've been saying raviolis with an S, and that's incorrect. I think it's just ravioli. But if it's one ravioli, it's raviolo. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So I went ahead and garnished with a little bit of chives on the top to make it pretty. And that's it, you guys. This was super easy. I'm a big seafood fan, so anytime I get the chance to put crab or shrimp in any of my dishes, I am all over it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are a seafood fan, make sure that you give me a thumbs up and share with another seafood lover as well. And this was really good, you guys. I've made this ravioli dish several times, but I usually just stick with the cheese and not put any seafood in, but I'm so glad that I switched up and used seafood this time because it was so good and the sauce complemented it all. I hope you loved this video. I hope you love the recipe if you give it a try. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.